This is the story of Derrick Henry, a humble and hard-working boy. From Yulee. Stay humble, work hard, and when life tries to tackle you, stiff-arm it and keep moving forward. The small town of Yulee, Florida produced the greatest high school running back of all time. And that running back has gone on to achieve greatness at every level of the game. Derrick Henry's road to football immortality has taken him from high school GOAT to Heisman Trophy to NFL immortality. And at all those stops, King Henry has left a trail of defenders either broken or in the dust. This is the story of how the king got his crown and how the legend of Derrick Henry continues to grow. One easy way to describe Derrick Henry as a high school player is cheat code. When he arrived at Yulee High, he was already 6'3", weighed over 200 pounds, and was itching to hit the field because he didn't get to play much ball his 8th grade year due to a rule put in place appropriately nicknamed the Derrick Henry Rule. Anytime Henry's middle school team went up 21 points, they had to pull him out of the game. So because of Derrick's dominance, he was also stuck on the sideline a lot. That didn't stop him from using that time to hone his greatest weapon, though a weapon that no one else possessed, a stiff arm from hell. With either arm, he could flatten anyone who dared to try and tackle him. And it didn't take long for every high school in Florida to hear about the power back from Yulee. As a freshman, Henry rushed for 2,465 yards and 26 touchdowns in just 11 games. That's 224 yards and over 2 touchdowns per game. As a freshman, Derrick's numbers continued to improve over his sophomore and junior seasons, but what he did as a senior doesn't even seem possible in 13 games. He rushed for 4,261 yards and 55 touchdowns. For those of you keeping track at home, that's 327 yards and over 4 touchdowns per game. That season, Henry broke the national high school career rushing record, a mark that had stood for almost 60 years, and he did it in style. But in April of that year, his college career was halted before it even got started, because during a spring scrimmage, Henry broke his leg. The good news was he had surgery to repair the injury, and after his recovery, he was cleared to play as a freshman, though his touches were limited. But whenever he got the chance to run the ball, he showed his enormous potential on 35 carries. He averaged 10.9 yards per attempt. Then, as a sophomore in 2014, he got an increased workload while splitting carries with T.J. Yeldon. Henry rushed for over 900 yards. After that season, Yeldon went to the NFL, leaving Henry as the Crimson Tide's feature back, and offensive coordinator Lane Keene was ready to feed him all he could eat in Henry's junior season. He was just too big, too strong and too fast for the competition. So of course, he feasted in 15 games. Derrick ran the ball a staggering 395 times for 2,219 yards and 28 touchdowns. Those stats earned him the Heisman Trophy over Stanford superstar Christian McCaffrey. 1 month later, Henry capped his college career with another amazing feat of strength. In the national championship game against Clemson, he ran the ball 36 times for 158 yards and 3 touchdowns, and Alabama won 4,540 in a wild shootout. And with that, Henry had nothing more to accomplish in the college game and was off to the NFL. But before being drafted, he had to show the physical specimen. He was at the scouting combine. The highlight was his 4:54 time in the 40-yard dash, which may not sound that great, until you realize that he weighed 247 pounds at the time. He was closer in size to linebackers and tight ends than to running backs. And despite his size, he also posted a 37 in vertical jump. It was like watching a superhero disguised as a football player after the combine. The burning question about Henry was when would he be drafted? And surprisingly, the consensus was that it wouldn't be early. You see, Henry was a throwback runner. He didn't catch many passes out of the backfield. And on top of that, he had a ton of wear and tear from his high school and college career. So teams were worried about how well he'd fit in the modern NFL and how long he would last in the league. But Henry was a rare talent, according to NFL.com pre-draft player profile. He could be a violent runner without even trying, and had top-end speed for a runner his size when the draft rolled around. Ezekiel Elliott was the first running back off the board when the Cowboys selected him 4th overall. The Dallas Cowboys select Ezekiel Elliott on a lot of teams' draft boards. Henry was the next backlisted, and one team just couldn't pass on him when he fell to the 2nd round. So on day 2 of the draft, the Tennessee Titans traded up to 45th overall to take Derrick Henry. The Tennessee Titans choose Derrick Henry, running back out of balance in the minds of some analysts. The pick was a bad one because in March, the Titans made a trade with the Eagles to acquire DeMarco Murray, who was the NFL's rushing leader in 2014. And like Henry, Murray was a powerful inside runner, but Tennessee coach Mike Mularkey wanted to run a ground and pound style offense that would help take pressure off the team's young quarterback, Marcus Mariota. And besides, Murray was 28 and declining physically, so he was not the future in Tennessee. In the 2016 season, Murray, Henry, and Mariota formed a three-headed monster in the run game. At the end of the year, Tennessee was 3rd in the NFL in total rushing, and in 15 games as a rookie, Henry contributed 490 yards and 5 touchdowns on the ground. And as he was doing that, he was also showing the pro football world that he could literally throw grown men through the air with that stiff arm from hell. In 2017, Henry challenged Murray for the #1 running back spot. The two backs had almost identical workloads, and Henry finished the year with more yards. Then in Week 16, Murray suffered a serious knee injury. This was Henry's opportunity to show that he could be a BCAL back, so he took the job and ran with it. Like only Henry could in Week 17, he started against the Jaguars. He carried the ball 28 times rushing for only 51 yards, but the Titans got the win, securing their spot in the playoffs, and the Titans' wild-card playoff matchup with the Chiefs would serve as Derrick Henry's true induction to the pro football world in that game. Tennessee wanted to control the clock and keep KC's top 5 offense off the field for that plan to work. Henry would need to produce, and he delivered, but it didn't happen right away. At halftime, the Titans trailed at 2-13, and Henry, he got it touchdown. Titans, a tradition. He would continue his entire time in Tennessee. But in this game, it was 238 yards and 4 touchdowns, including this incredible 99-yard touchdown. Derrick Henry, still going, stays in bounds. He might go 99. Wise, it was the most typical Henry run, too. He threw off defenders with his stiff arms, and then he ran away from everyone to the end zone. It was his time to become a superstar. And in 2019, he did just that, becoming the NFL's most productive runner. In just 15 games, he led the league in rushing attempts, yards, and touchdowns. He never carried the ball less than 13 times in a game. And he was officially the centerpiece of the Titans' offense. And let's not forget the yearly Jags beatdown this year. In Week 12, Henry ran for 159 yards and 2 touchdowns against them, but in the playoffs, he was even better. In fact, he was amazing in the wild card round against the Patriots. Also known as Tom Brady's last game, for New England, he went for 182 yards and a touchdown. And he's got a touchdown. Tennessee, on an insane 34 carries in the divisional round against the Ravens. Henry put up 195 yards on 30 carries and a passing touchdown. What? Yeah, you heard that right. A passing touchdown, direct snap, Henry, jump pass, touchdown Tennessee. He had carried the Titans all the way to the AFC Championship game, but against the Chiefs in Kansas City, the big rig was stopped. Henry was held to 69 yards on 19 attempts, and Tennessee lost by 11. That loss ended the Titans' Super Bowl dreams. And it was the closest Henry got to the big game with Tennessee. But just because that was the 11th furthest he advanced in the playoffs with the Titans doesn't mean we had seen the best version of King Henry. And even though he had just carried the ball 386 times and gotten 410 total touches, Henry had so much more left in the tank. Off the field, Henry is quiet, humble. He gives back. His 2-All Foundation focuses on empowering youth because he knows where he came from. And he never forgets who helped him get there. Derrick Henry is more than a runner. He's a reminder. Stay humble. Work hard. And when life tries to tackle you, stiff arm it and keep moving forward.